What's going on, people? Oh, uh, as you can tell, it's Tuesday. We watched the show, and it wasn't that bad. Of course, people were complaining about stuff being changed and this and that and the other. I don't know if they're doing that on purpose or they're just blatantly that bad with what cars look like. So, uh, man, I don't know. But we'll get into that here in a little bit. We did have a shootout in the 405. Uh, we're going to get Richard on here first. He has family stuff to do. So we're going to get him in here and on the way. But I did learn this. What's up, Jeremy? I did learn that I can have up to 10 people, 10 people on at once. I don't even know if I know 10 people, but that's good to know since if I ever have 10 people on at once, I don't know what that looked like on a cell phone. What's that, Lunchbox? I don't know if that looked like on a cell phone, but yeah, freaking 10. We'll go ahead and get Mr. Tricky D on. What's up, Mr. Trick?
Hey.
You know what?
Hey, how's the service out here, man?
That's good. Good. You know, I was
Looks
looking at
good?
some of these that
All right.
yeah, we got some of these pictures that Stephanie took, and I don't understand how she did it, as dark as it was out there, but
Oh,
killed it. She killed it. Look at that. You know,
oh yeah.
I mean, she actually killed it.
Stephanie is a master of the darkness, though. That lady has mastered the art of taking photography in pitch black locations. That was such a good time. That was such a good race. You know that? Look at that.
Yeah.
So what happened, guys? We had a small shootout. We did a small last minute little street party, little mini cash days type deal, and we had Howard the Duck, we had Casey Max, Z Unit was in the house from California. We had this guy. I don't know if he even has a. I think he has a name for the car, but Mr. Paul Percy. Um, yeah, Paul, man. That Paul is one of those racers who's always down, no matter what. This man will line up against anyone. So big shout out to Paul. We had a few of the cars from Wheelie Mafia in the house. Jared, no, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I just had a brain fart right now.
Garrett.
Yeah, Jared brought some of the racers over. They had your
Jared.
sister. Oh, Jared. Sorry, yeah, they had
Jared.
your sister.
Jared. Your sister.
Dude, there's like zero service out here. They had your sister, Buckwheat. Then they had Geronimo roll through in that new Camaro. That thing is so sexy, dude. That's got to be one of the most photogenic cars out there right now. Um, Scandalous came through, came up from McAllister, Oklahoma. I love that truck. Then we had a Craigslist killer also, Mr. Tyler Wilmoff. Yep, yeah. So Craigslist came out and joined the party. It was just a small little shindig, 9 cars, 200 buy-in, $1,800 payout, quick, simple, fun. You know, maybe a grudge or two after. Just the classic middle of the week stuff. And it was a pretty good turnout. We started at the first spot was Blacktop. It was a really good road. The cops rolled up on us very quickly broke up the race. I mean, we didn't even get the cars off. I mean, we got a few cars off the trailer, but they ran up on us quick. Um, we ended up having to move. I tried to go to a fast road. I tried to make it a good event. But you know how it is. You always got to have that plan B road in your back pocket. And Once the cops came, I was like, well, things are about to get extra interesting. Things are about to get pretty shitty. And sure enough, man, we moved and we got to the next spot, and the guys looked at the road and they were like, "Oh man!" Now, by all means, the road that we came, Pulp Fiction, Pulp Fiction, Rolly, thank you. Pulp Fiction is the orange nitrous fox body. Big shout out to that guy. But so we moved to the second spot. When we got to the second location, the road is safe, the shutdown is safe, the road is plenty wide. But that road, man, it faced some big challenges for a lot of racers. We had a lot of major upsets. I believe Howard the Duck came up with pulled off a win against Casey Max. I believe, yeah, that was a crazy race right there, and that goes to show the road can sometimes change a lot of things. It could change, who's going rounds, and it could surprise a lot of people. And then I think your sister in the Chevelle pulled off also a major upset against Geronimo in the Camaro, which was crazy too. Those are two completely different platforms, completely different cars. Geronimo was coming in fresh after a win at the 918 Limpy Blue Collar Street Racing Cash Days we did up there. Um, so, and then another one too. A guy that he's been struggling a little bit. I'm talking about Scandalous with the Trailblazer. So it's crazy because Dustin came into this race as definitely being majorly the underdog, full weight, everything. And the Trailblazer was just going, it was going rounds, man. I mean, it kept drawing chips. He even gave up his buy run. So check this out. We had one of the vehicles get into a small little incident. So Craigslist Killer was removed. It was luckily everything's okay. But anyway, so Howard the Duck had a competition buy, and the Trailblazer Scandalous drew the buy run. And both of these racers gave up both of their test sets to race one another just to keep the night going. So hats off to these guys. Hats off to Howard the Duck, to Patrick, and mad respect to Dustin for both giving up their test set to race one another and keep the night interesting, so we weren't just sitting there because you know how it is when you're out here. The clock is ticking. Are we going to get to stay here? I don't know. Are we going to finish the race here? I don't know anything. I mean, I'm just hoping that we don't have to move another 35 minutes somewhere else. And luckily, when we got to the second spot, the streets were good to us. Big thanks to everybody who came out. We had a good time. I look forward to doing it again. I want to give a big shout out to my media team, to Dre, Anthony, and Alec. So actually, that's my security team. Big shout out to our security team, Dre, Anthony, and Alec. You guys kept us safe. Uh, kept adapting to the situation, and I never hear you guys complain about anything. So especially Alec, mad respect to Alec for coming through and stepping in. I appreciate it, and big thanks to Charlie who last minute stepped in to help us do the big end. Thank you, Charlie, for stepping in. And also, I want to give a big thanks to the media team, the Stephanie Johnson, Dre. Dre is security and he's part of the media team. Carlos, Zach, Matt, Madison, Ashley, Dylan. Big thanks to all you guys for stepping in and really pushing everything this year. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. We're really feeling the love. We're really feeling the support out here. It's crazy. Big thanks to our sponsors. Big thanks to Trick Turbo. So Rick, thank you. Big thanks to Full Pull Performance, Tony Rizzi. Thank you, Jay and Granite. Everybody knows that guy. Justin, thank you very much for all your help. Big thanks to Sam at Twin Peaks and Jeff at 918 Motorsports. Like I said, it's been a good year, and I really hope I get to have more time to do more racing like that. It's my favorite kind. Small, simple, fun, straight to the point, and it's a good time for everybody. Chris, thank you for stopping everything you were doing and making the drive up here 3 hours to be a part of it and just be here. It's mad support for me to have another person that's got the experience be right there, and kind of because he I don't want to drop any more profanity, but yeah, he all night long, all I kept hearing was "quit acting like a little ee." You got this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you were a little uh
Oh yeah, oh
you were a
yeah. I
little
was rusty.
high
I was
high
rusty.
well, you was high strung as it was, but people don't understand what it takes to, even just 9 cars. People think, oh, just 9 cars, it's no big deal. Well, it's a big deal because we take pride in what we do. Some of them drivers, you might have unknowingly mouthed off to them, tell them to get their shit together, but they don't
Yeah.
understand. They understand now. They understand. They understand the what's going on and stuff.
And not to mention, as far as locations, do we have a lot of locations to race here? Yeah, we have a decent amount of locations. But I really felt, coming into this year, that these cars are getting a lot faster. I mean, they're getting a lot faster. So now, if I don't see, at least 1,400 feet of shutdown or something like that, I'm gonna avoid that location because it's not safe. So when it comes to good roads with good shutdown, they are far and few in between now. And I
Yeah.
also didn't want it to be a coin flip race. So I mean, I really wanted to try to get it done with the roads we had.
And what's
But
odd is that road usually, I mean, it just didn't come around at all. I
no,
mean,
it's tricky. It's tricky, man. And the crazy thing is we hit it like once a month or every 6 weeks, whenever the heck I have time off, and so it stays. It keeps people on their toes. You know what I mean? It challenges every racer, every pass, every time. On this race, Z Unit pulled off the win. So big shout out to Nate. Nate, man, that car's working. I mean, everybody who was there that night saw with our own eyes. I mean, the car is working. Let's not BS about it. Let's not beat around the bush, man. He was laying some passes that were very hard to beat. I think even the slowest pass was still the fastest pass of the night. And
yeah.
it was it the road? It could have been. I mean, a lot of the guys had a better chance. I figured maybe if the road was not ideal, it would challenge the man. But man, that guy just kept getting down that thing. So Cali Nate got a win. Um, I will have a video dropping soon. Right now, I'm just working on the 10-5 race. We're almost done with that, and we're excited. We're looking forward to our next race coming up is the Park After Dark this Saturday. So let me get this call out of the way. Yeah, so sorry, I had a call come in, but yeah, Saturday is the Park After Dark. That's right, Wichita Falls, Texas. Down there, we're gonna be partnered up with NX Gonzo, and we're gonna be covering the entire event from chip draw to payout. They added a daily driver class, small tire, big tire, and it's gonna be a good time. Every year is a good time. Plus, we get to race when the sun went down, so things are gonna be different, cooler, more laid back. It's gonna be flashlight start, same street rules. Heath, the big end guy, is gonna be calling the finish line, so it's gonna be just like it would be at a street race. It's a great opportunity for all the fans and everybody to come out and see these guys throw down. And I'm excited. I mean, it's been a busy year so far, and it's getting, I also have the Prescott race. It's gonna be push it to the limit. They got $20,000 cash up for grabs. So I'm excited about that one. Will be in Arkansas August 1st, and then anything else that starts filling in between the Mexico and all the all the sorry, a lot of calls coming in. I don't understand, but yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
All right. Well, we don't want to keep you. I know you're. I know you got stuff you got to do. Uh,
Got this
but
one back. You already say hi.
Hi, Humpty Dumpty.
hey, what you doing, girl?
Did you hear me?
Yeah, he can hear you. He said, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" Yeah, we're gonna be staying, we're gonna be staying at a different kind of hotel this time, not the fun kind.
Yeah.
Oh
Ah.
man, but as always, thank you for having us, and you know, we ready to rock and roll this weekend.
All right. I'll let you get to it. Handle your
All right, buddy.
business
All right, later.
later. Oh, yeah. Man, it was a good race. It was, man. Uh, it was it was fun. I mean, uh, which I told Richard, he was like, man, I said, man, I think we should go to this spot first. And then he said, but it's like a big horseshoe, or it's like a big rainbow. If we meet in the middle, if we start at one spot, then we can just work our way back, which is what he eventually ended up doing. But I told him if we meet in the middle, we can always go. We can go from here back to here and then back to here. But we ended up just going from here to here and staying there. So it ended up being, it wasn't a bad night. And as he said, Z Unit was your winner. You had, I don't know what happened at the track here locally. They had a top end race that was supposed to go off at midnight, and I read something where it was about 5 o'clock in the morning they started. I don't know all the details. I don't get into that stuff here. Ryan Mitchell runnered up. Daniel Burks and No Love. He ended up getting the win on that one, and then Ryan ended up winning the, I don't know what class it was, the small tire race or something. He ended up winning that. You had Black Bitch won twice this weekend. Won at George Ray's, and then he went to Byhalia and won. We got some. This guy takes some badass pictures. I don't know if there's any. I'm sure there's editing and stuff involved, but man, it was some good shots here. There's the fireworks behind him there. But it was a good night. It was a good night. Extreme. I knew that Wheelie Mafia. Yeah. Oh. So there was a. I don't know if we want to get. Yeah, we'll get Nick. Oh, we'll get Nick on. We'll see. We'll get you on in a second, Nate. I'm sure. No, Poopy. They had a race up in Wichita, Kansas, Wichita, and I think they had 8 cars, something like that, and it looked like a good time. They had some good street action. And y'all settle. Sorry, I got the dogs. Sorry. Devil's Glue right there. Looked like it was that looks like a Virgin Road right there. I like it. Heating it up. I'm sure he'll be able to tell us what all went on here. And here he is. Hold on, let me get out of here. Let me get him on here. What's going on, sir?
Hey, what's going on?
Winner, chicken dinner.
Yep.
So, y'all found a new road out there or something?
We did, and I was pretty skeptical when Luke was talking about where it was at and how it was going to go down, and I didn't think it was going to work at all. And it was a really weird, odd concrete road. Like it looked and felt really bad, like slick and dirty, but it actually worked really, really well. Yeah,
because I seen that, looking at the picture there, and I was like, man, that looks like Virgin Road.
Yep. Yeah, it was a brand new, right next to the highway.
Well, sometimes them highway roads are misleading. You can race there all the time, or you can't. So, but
yeah, we got everything but the final off. So, and the only reason I think we got busted on that is somebody was going above the highway and making roll hits versus some other car, and the cops were trying to chase the roll racers down and kind of accidentally stumbled upon us.
Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, it looks like a pretty good find. What did you have? 8 cars?
Yep, I had 8 cars. Supposed to be like 10 or 12, and then a few people had problems, and I actually thought we nipped a head gasket, and I think it was like 20 minutes before the meet, we threw the car in the box and was like, well, we're going to try it.
Yeah. Get down, Mocha. Sorry, my dog's here. Oh, she wants to come up here. You need. Oh. All right. So y'all had 8 cars, Virgin Road. How sketchy was it up top?
It actually was really good.
Oh,
Like
yeah?
I said, when you walked it, it didn't feel like it was going to take much. It just kind of had a slick, dusty feel to it. And I put an A to B pass in it I thought was going to work, and I probably could have put 3 or 4 times more into it than that. It was pretty surprising.
Ooh.
It
One of them good roads, huh?
It worked just as well as the road we ran the finals on, which is Wichita's really good road. So you've been to that one.
I got to know where that one is. That's a good road.
So, yeah, it surprisingly held a lot. So.
Oh. So, what's coming up next for y'all?
There's another kind of somewhat local street race, I think, in 2 weeks that we're going to try to get ready for. I just talked to Kinetic Shocks and got some new coilovers coming for the car, band-aiding some problems we've had for a while with the rear of the car, and hopefully going to get that addressed. So it'll probably be just testing for a week and a half or whatever until the next big one.
So I know it seems like every time because that's a bona fide street car. Nobody people don't understand. That's a bona fide, it's not a race car, it's a street car.
Yep.
And street cars break stuff when you're pushing that much power. And people don't understand that. They're always every time he comes out he's broke. I was like, because he's pushing it. I mean, when you're pushing it, stuff happens.
Yeah, we kind of had a string of bad luck at the end of last year, and had a transmission builder that was causing problems, the tranny was causing problems, and then it took a while to figure out the new transmission and get it lined up and dialed in, and then once we started applying power more places and learning the car even more, then it was like, okay, well, this is band-aided, needs fixed, and then lots and lots of passes and tires and fuel later, figuring out problem after problem. But I think hopefully we're on the uphill battle with it.
Well, get down. Sorry, my dog freaking losing my train of thought here. You need to settle down, girl. So, Luke do that together?
Yeah.
Was it just a thrown together race?
Yeah, it was like, I think the group chat had it going together for like a week and a half. And like I said, there were supposed to be like 12 or 15 cars originally, and then issue after issue. And then, like I said, I thought we were going to have to bail out, and we kind of worked all night the night before to get everything figured out. And like I said, finally got it back together like 30 or 40 minutes before we had to be at the driver's meeting. So it was close call.
Sometimes them were the best ones, though. I remember Boosted back in the day. He would show up, and somebody else would be driving his truck, and he'd be in the enclosure working on the car, and he would pull it out. I guess it's the less you know, I guess if you know more, then you're more worried about stuff than.
Yeah, that was the problem. So I knew we had in Sallisaw, we were having trouble keeping what I felt was the temps down. And I have kind of like, I'm just a worrier, I guess is the way to say it. Like, I have no gauges in the car for a reason. I don't want to know. I don't want to like stress at the last second, like something's 2 degrees different or 5 degrees different. So I just don't look at nothing. And I kept pulling the log in Sallisaw, and I was like, man, it's warmer than I would like to see. And so then that led us to looking for other issues when we got home. And then, of course, the whole night, like the first pass, I ran that Z, and
not Z, not Z unit people.
No,
not Z unit.
Everybody's been saying that, and I've been giving Nate shit. But yeah, I got out there like I don't know, 500 feet or something. And I was like, man, if it is a head gasket, I better back off. And like, so I just kind of lifted off a little bit and then pulled the log and was like, okay, there's nothing there. We're good. And I kind of tried to take it easy the whole night as much as I could because I was just worried that something was wrong. And even tonight, I was still finishing with it, making sure everything looked good. But yeah, it's been one thing after another.
Was there any close ones? Close races?
Yeah. So the second round, I drew a nitrous Camaro. And in the burnout, I blew the only rubber connector I have on my turbo system. And the way we fit the pipe and everything, I was like, that thing can't come off. And in the burnout, I heard it chutter and then blow the boot off.
Oh, boy.
And I was like, oh, man. And so I just floored it and stayed in it. And it ran at a mall motor. And luckily, was able to pull off the win on that one. And we hurried and got back and put the boot back on. I was like, whew. That was a real close one.
Did was that the closest one? Was people having problems with the virgin concrete?
I think a few of them did. Both passes that I made against someone made against me, you know, they had good A to B tune-ups in it, and no one struggled. But I know Ted and Corey, their cars like to try to go wheels up, and one of the passes I watched after it was over, like Corey went wheels up and to the right, and Ted went wheels up and to the left. So they kind of struggled.
That's good though. They didn't go straight wheels up to each other.
Yeah, they straddled it pretty well, but that was the only one that really, like I said, that road worked way better than I expected. But then we did the finals, you know, on our good road. So I have a couple log files for that road. So I thought, you know, hey, we're going to go for it. So
he said that other car had to be a turd. Must have been a turd. Oh, good old Nate. He don't care. He'll spit it out.
Yeah, that was Jesse's car and the Z, if that's the one he's talking about.
I guess he's talking about the car that when you blew the boot
out. Yeah. I think it's just maybe a heads cam 100-shot car or something. It's just a fun driver, you know.
Yeah. Were they all mostly street cars?
I think Jay's and maybe one more was. I mean, they're all streetable, I guess, kind of like mine. But most of them. Yeah, Ted's is a pretty new build. That one's a big block. And then Corey's was a race car that he's kind of turned into a street car. And then let's see who else was on there.
Malibu or something.
Yeah, Scott Barber. That's the car that went to the finals. That's Corey's. Yeah, it's a pretty good running small block on a kid or two. And that was the Camaro. So yeah, there was a couple.
That's a big nasty one right there. That must have been the first turnout.
Yeah, it was first pair down versus Jesse's car, which, you know, like Jesse struggled a lot, and he's had some heart issues and stuff, and had issues learning the car. So, you know, I knew if he figured the car out, the car was going to be, you know, definitely a fast contender. So I definitely copied Ryan Mitchell as much as possible and took his burnout lessons to heart.
Yeah, because when they had that race up there on Thursday night, Eric was out there looking at the road. He told Eric, he goes, "Make it hot," and he made it hot. All right.
I kind of almost
that road never did come around in the right lane. I mean, Nate didn't have no problem going down it, but the right lane just didn't take it.
Yeah, I kind of almost messed it up for everybody because I like to do big burnouts anyways, and I did that one. And when we made the race, we had to go down to the intersection under the highway and come back. And when I'm coming back, you know, the highway's above us, and I could see the smoke clouds going over the top of the highway and settling back down onto the McDonald's over there. And I was just like, oh man, somebody's seen that, you know. And I got back and we pulled into the trailer, and, you know, the whole parking lot still had smoke in it. You know, I was like, wow, that's a dead giveaway. That was probably overkill. But luckily, I don't think that's the reason we got busted. So,
well, I mean, with the virgin road like that, you want to at least lay some kind of foundation down to help you out, because sometimes them sometimes them new roads and can be kind of sketchy, especially if you're not sure what they're going to do.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely worked out for the best. It was probably something I'm sure all of us will be back at testing.
Good deal. Well, congrats on your win. You want to name your sponsors and, of course, Devil's Glue.
Yeah, obviously Devil's Glue and everybody that purchases my product and helps me out. The KC Max Performance, Ryan is a huge help always with stuff. Mel Hamilton Ford Racing, they help out quite a bit. That's why I work and sell race car parts. Jane and Granite helped me with some fuel and helped save me some money on some fuel a while back. Mike Lau built my engine and helped out a lot with that. Has constantly helped. Matter of fact, I was bugging him about questions tonight. He's always down to help and answer stuff for me. The Kinetic Shocks is helping me out a little bit on this deal. Doing some work together, so that'll be cool. AJ with True Street Productions is always helping share my stuff and get stuff out there for me. So he's always a big help. Yeah, that's cool to see. Because I remember when Nate came down last time, you know, he had another, you know, oh yeah, I want to stick to what I use and know, and that's really cool to see him not only use it, be successful with it, but now be a vendor in California. So
yeah.
But yeah, I think that's about it. Fuel injector development helped me out with my injectors and stuff after my big tire car caught fire. So I'm still running those things and they're doing great. Never had a hiccup with them. So, but that's about it.
Well, all right. Well, congrats on your win. I'm sure I'll see you here in the next couple of weeks, maybe.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Have a good night.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
All right. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. Your winner, man. I like them kind of burnouts, even though Nate's little burnout. I guess that worked for him, but virgin roads like that, man, you want to lay a good foundation and get lined up back in your tracks and just try to use it the best you can, especially on a virgin road like that. Oh. Oh, I know this guy. He's short of he's short a few words, but you know he's from California, so he's probably always got something to talk about. You know how the Cali guys, they talk about everything. But I do know I'd like to thank Howard the Duck. He got our breakfast for us Sunday morning, or was it Friday morning? Excuse me. He got our breakfast for us for the grudge race that him and Z Unit ran, and it was pretty good. It's a good Waffle House. It's good waffles. Yeah, it was this race right there. He gave Nate gave him the wiggle, and it turned out. I mean, when the second kit came on the Howard the Duck, it kind of got squirrely, but I think Nate was already out in front of him. I'm not sure, but it turned out to be that was pretty good. That's pretty good. Pretty good night. Even though I know Richard was just he was kind of hyper. He was upset. I mean, it's been a while. It's been a minute or two since he's done a race, and so probably no trailer season. And he was amped up. He had a lot of adrenaline going through his body, and a lot of emotions. And we got to that second spot, and he got it out. And Nate was the first pair, and oh boy, what up there? What up there? Oh boy. Okay, there it goes. One of my sponsors right there, along with Outlaw Dragwave South Saw there. See if Nate got the text. Oh wait, see if I actually sent it to him. Oh yeah, I sent it to him. He hasn't seen it yet though. Check your messenger there. Check your messenger, Nate. That's it sends you a link. It sends you a link, and you just click on that link, and it just oh, what was that going on? Yeah, that car. He's got a new motor in it. Hopefully he's got trans brake in it now because he's been foot braking it forever, and got another kid on it now. So what is your problem, girl? Sorry, my dogs are for some reason they're all over me. We got the old one, the old pit girl. Her name is Macy. You got this one right here. You got this one right here. My truck stop trick. This is one I found at the truck stop. Is my truck stop trick? This is one I found at the truck stop. She can shake her money maker, and when I tell her, show them how you got daddy's attention at the truck stop, she lays on her back and spreads her legs. And then you have this pit right here. This girl right here, the one she's crazy. She's crazy. That's her name is Mocha, and of course everybody knows Poopy, my pug. That's my buddy. He's right here somewhere. He's probably laying over the floor. But anyway, without further ado, I don't know. He might be too fast to be on. He might be too fast to even come on the show. I don't know.
I'm on.
Are you on?
Hey, what's up?
You're on.
I'm on. Hold
You're
up.
on.
Hold up.
Yeah.
There it is. I got to give a shout out to Pro Mod Steve. Hell yeah.
Pro Mod
my guy right
Steve.
there. Pro Mod motherfucking Steve. Skips leg day, but he's a bad motherfucker on the street.
Well, he got your Pro Mod? I'm pretty sure pretty soon your car can be called Pro Mod because it's fast enough to be.
Oh, it already is.
Pro Mod.
Everybody calls it. Yeah.
Oh God. So
we need to get lunch. We need to get Lunchbox in here too.
yeah, where's he at? Oh, he's
Dustin Granger.
I know, but is he? All right. Oh.
Got my 660 street hat on. Got to show some love.
There we go. I'll send him an invite. Oh yeah, that's why I like him. He got pugs.
Old carbs and coffee lunchbox.
Yeah, I said.
Saving
I got,
one quarter jet at a time.
Yeah, I logged on today and it said I can have 10 people at once. I'm like,
oh shit!
dang. I was like, God dang, I don't even know if I know 10 people.
I think you got that covered.
Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Next time you bring Fabian down,
Yeah.
tell him that he's not supposed to smile that big.
He was excited.
He's probably he got how you got the look on you like, yeah, I'm the fucking man, and he's all like a kitty girl, good girl.
Drop one of my yeah, he had himself a good time that night.
So, how was the drive back? Did you make him drive from Richard's house?
Yeah. You know, finally, that motherfucker didn't drive shit on the way there. Like maybe 4 hours. I drove the whole goddamn way, and then on the way back, I made him drive. He drove a good like 8 or 10 on the way back. I'll give him that.
All right, he's seen it. Oh, is he an iPhone? Is he an iPhone user or?
That I'm not sure. I think he's got Android.
Okay, because you know people listen to Lippy. If Lippy tells you anything, you need to listen to this. They now make smartphones. They're called Androids. All right, all right. We'll go back to that. I'm sure I get hate. I'll get hate mail now because I
Right?
don't know how iPhone stuff works. I guess it's the same way. You know, you log in through Chrome and then it brings you to
Right.
your desktop deal. But
Yeah.
so do you get you and that thing was leaving good, man. Even with your shitty burnouts.
My shitty burnouts are for a reason. You get the tire too hot and it gets them all greasy. Look what happened. Look what happened to that lane after we went right down it. We went faster, first pass, and then everybody else started doing big ass burnouts and the lane went to shit. We came back around, jumped back right back in the right lane, and we made the fastest hit of the night. I think our second pass was the fastest pass we made. But that was the only pass that I grabbed the button.
Yeah, that first pass, you went down it, you went straight down it, and I was like, oh, okay. And then Ron did his burnout and then backed up in it, and there wasn't nothing there. And then even uh, uh, Jacob did it. Or I mean, it just seemed like nothing went there. I mean, but you didn't seem to have a problem going down it. But that's because you got Pro Mod though.
Yeah, you know.
But he might not. He might have iPhone problems or something.
Maybe.
So you got out to where'd you go? Arizona?
No, we went to Vegas.
Vegas. That's right.
Yeah, stopped at my buddy's house and we unloaded it and kind of serviced it, changed the oil, adjusted the valves for the first time because really this is a brand new car. We legit finished working on that thing in Jason Rank's driveway. Like people don't believe us, but like people saying that they're struggling with new builds and working on new builds, and we legit brought a car that hadn't even driven other than in the trailer. So
yeah, small tire
it's
Pro
only
Mod.
going to get faster.
Can you?
So we ended up racing. What's that?
You gonna end up putting? Well, I know you got 29s on it. But are you gonna try to do the 28 deal? You gonna try to get?
Oh yeah, for sure. We're gonna make Toby's race on 28. And then everybody out here is scared of 29s because they don't understand that fab shops can back half or mini tub box bodies to put 29s in them. So everybody runs 28s out here. So we'll put 28s on. My car's fun on 28s. It's easier to make wheel speed, but now honestly we have no problem doing that. The turbo deal, like we just fell right into it. Honestly, we learned a little bit right there at the end with the Whipple on how to manage the chassis and get it to make wheel speed. And then I just kind of I left the chassis alone and then just kind of played with the power management a little bit. And that fuck car's riding.
Yeah, not. I told Patrick we enjoyed breakfast on him Friday morning.
Yeah. I mean, that somebody made the comment. I was reading on the comment. Somebody made the comment that he needs to change the name to just Howard because it's not a duck. And I 100% agree. That car fucking holds ass, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough racing turbo cars, and especially a turbo car that honestly leaves like a nitrous car.
Yeah.
So
that thing's leaving pretty good because I think there's a picture. Where was it? I think it was your first pass. Where's that? Was you were leaving with Paul, and of course you know Paul he's got a stock LS on spray, and
right.
I mean, y'all are leaving together, and then where's that?
Oh, God damn it!
What happened? Did I lose you?
Oh, there I am. All right, my back.
If you get a call or whatever and you freeze up and you can't hear nothing, you have to log off and then relog back on. So
Gotcha.
If you get a call or it flickers with your device, then just X out of it and come back. Easy on the 28th, Nate.
Hold on. I can't hear you. My little earbuds died.
Oh boy.
I mean, I can hear you, but not very good.
It's that California Wi-Fi that you got.
Yeah, whatever. I'll just take my earbuds out.
There you go.
Can you still hear me okay?
Yeah. Sometimes they tell you to use a headset because sometimes you get an echo or a.
That's
Uh-oh.
cool.
He said he's on a
I just turned
Walmart.
it up. They're not Walmart earbuds, you fag.
Oh.
Fucking lunchbox.
So,
So like I was saying, that Corvette's not slow, man. Like some of his guys need to like chill a little bit, but or at least maybe some internet guys. They were
yeah,
talking big,
you know
like
how,
we got lucky or something.
man. I don't think he got lucky. I think a bunch of people. And I'm going to say this. I'm coming out on the record right now. A bunch of people. As long as you stay together, they're going to have their feelings hurt.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. There was some people ducking, man, when we were out in Oklahoma. We said we'd drive to their fucking backyard and race them in their home turf. No testing, no nothing. Unload and race. And it was like they lost their phones. They threw them in the fucking toilet and flushed them down. So they didn't have to respond to me.
Oh boy. I think I know who you're talking about, but I ain't gonna get into that. But
Nah, it's cool. It was more
did
than one.
you got to Vegas and you got your race off in Vegas?
Yeah, Brent was like super cool. He's the one that I've been talking to about getting that deal set up with the East versus West deal out in Arizona.
Yeah.
He was the only one to like step up to us. He hit us up. He's like, "Hey man, I'll run you. Just let me know where you want to go. If you want to go to our road or if you want to go to Vegas." Well, I thought we had some more runs in Vegas, so I was like, "Well, fuck it. We'll just all meet in Vegas and do it there." We unloaded, and he wanted to make a little hitter, so we made a little hitter, and then we got a little bit of data, and then we both sent him down, and he had some issues about 3/4 track. We were out on him a couple cars or so, and but his little car, that little Blazer, fucking hauls ass. It was crazy watching two of them little short wheelbase fuckers out there, though.
Yeah. Is it a chassis Blazer?
Yeah.
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 Daniel, the guy that has the love from Houston, he's got one, and that thing's wicked. Just watching it whenever it's just going from side to side and up in the air and stuff, and you're like, "Holy shit, what just happened?"
Right. That's kind of the way my car was when we first got there. And then we just kept working on the chassis and just kept getting better and better and calmer and calmer. And as they say, boring is fast.
Yeah.
And it's finally to the point where it's boring as long as I keep fucking steering wheel on the goddamn thing.
Yeah, that's a picture right here.
Yeah, that's my guy trying to run me to the 60-foot.
There's another picture here where you're like looking. Is this it? No, that might be it. No, I don't know where it is. And she took some badass, for as dark as it was out there.
Yeah.
Some excellent shots.
Yeah, it was cool. Those are nice pictures.
Oh, well, I guess Dustin. He might not be on the. He might be on the Southern California Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I don't know. He don't want to bless us with his presence.
I heard you. I seen. I guess. There she goes right there. Oh. I don't know what he said. Nick, change your camera angle. So see, there you go.
There. To the guy wanting to change the camera angle.
So did I guess King Tom did he resurface?
Yeah, they want to try to be relevant again. They heard I'm on small tires, so it's their opportunity to pick on another small tire car. So, but it's probably the wrong one to pick on. So we'll retire him again. We already did it with our big tire car with the donkey gap on him bad. Took like 10 grand from him.
Damn.
Yeah. But hey, man, they want them problems again. We'll give it to them. Shit. Then they were like, well, let's try to go to the track. I was like, man, get the fuck out of here. You're trying to be relevant again, and then you're coming at me with wanting to go to the track. Get out of here, man.
It'd probably be a whole. You probably got to change up a lot to go from street to track, don't you?
Yeah. Honestly, I could put my Wichita tune-up in it, that 37th Street, because that is the most stuck fucking street I've ever been on in my life. I'd probably put that tune-up in it, and it'd go right down. Because I put the Sallisaw tune-up in it to go down that street the first time, and that bitch power wheeled it 150 feet out. I was like, Jesus, man, this road is wicked.
Yeah. Uh-oh. So what's that? Give him a new parachute.
Yeah, right? So that reference, did you see the video, Limpy? Okay,
Yeah,
so them fucking window licking fucktards, they get out there, they're doing like 37 burnouts, right? And I haven't even started my car. And on their third burnout attempt, the fucking parachute comes out. So then they start backing up and they run over the parachute. One of the guys goes to grab it and they about ran over his dude too. It's all wrapped up in the headers, the oil pan. So then one of my buddies, Primo, runs out there and says, hey, man, I got a knife. And they fucking cut the parachute off before I waxed their ass. The shit was hilarious, man. I was sitting in my car. I couldn't hardly see straight because I was laughing so hard. It was the weirdest goddamn shit. Like, it's crazy. They need to just not go back out to the street. But whatever, man. It's cool.
This is the funniest shit I've ever seen.
It was hilarious.
Was you sitting there just like, he's not really, oh shit.
You know, I honestly don't know, like, what the fuck happened. Like, all of a sudden his parachute popped out. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then the dumb shit backed right over it. And then his guy goes to grab it, and it almost sucked him under the car.
Oh,
I was like, dude,
boy.
you're going to run over your guy. But you know what? I'll give them credit. They cut the parachute off, they lined up, and we sent them down. So I give them credit for that. And then they said, we didn't think you'd be able to get down. I'm like, really? You guys, you track racers are coming to a street and saying I'm not going to be able to get down the street?
Yeah.
All right, man. That's cool.
Oh.
Keep bringing it out. We'll keep taking your money.
They need to watch Street Outlaws Memphis so they learn how to race.
All right.
Oh, boy. So, did you get a race when you got back home? Were you supposed to race? Was it Steezy or something like that?
No, I don't know what happened to him.
He go in.
I guess his car wasn't ready. And then his other car was having problems. So I don't know. So we went out and made a hit out there, loaded it up, and came home. Got some data.
Is that out there in the desert?
Yeah, it was a bridge.
Oh, a bridge.
Yeah.
I want to go out there where I done told you my bucket list. I want to go to Cal.
I know.
Go to Compton.
Yep.
You said they don't do nothing there. I said I don't care. I just want to go see it. And I want to go to the desert. And you make it hard that airport or whatever looks kind of intriguing out there.
Oh, Patterson. Yeah.
I don't know where.
They kind of locked that place down. They won't. The security's kind of getting tight in there. We can't really go in there much anymore.
Wow.
It's tough. It was clear for a while, and then, people just are disrespectful fucking pigs, and they leave all their trash out there. They think it's their spot. Like, if you're gonna go out there and do illegal shit, at least clean up after yourself. Not leave dirty diapers and beer bottles and shit. Like, I put on a shootout out there, and it was like a small gathering, and there was still a bunch of trash. And I drove through the parking lot and picked everything up, and then, left it clean. But, that's what ruins the sport for all of us that go out there that invest so much money in these cars. And, it's hard enough to get off races, and then we find good spots, and then we get all the dumb shits that come out and do donuts and leave trash all over the place, where they want to come out and spectate. Dude, it's not a spectator sport. Watch it on fucking YouTube. That's why 660 Street and Limpy is there, so that y'all can watch it and not ruin the fucking spots. You fucking idiots. I hate them. I hate spectators. There's no place for spectators in street racing, in my opinion. All it does is ruin spots.
Now you got out to Rank's house, and then y'all went to do some testing, and then you went. I don't know how many. I'm sure you went to the airport out there.
Yeah, we went to Yoder.
Yeah, Yoder. And how was Yoder different than the good road that they have?
So
I'm sure you went Yoder first, didn't you?
Just so that we could line the car out.
Yeah.
So we scaled it out there and started fucking with the 4-link out there. Aligned it out there. It wasn't even aligned yet, so we aligned it out there. And then we made some hits on some radials, and I struggled. It was okay. We could never get the bounce out of it. Car's super light, so it's hard to manage bounces. So we just went back to the slick, and we put the slick on it. We put 29 on it for the next day, and right out of the trailer was really good. So then we turned it up a little bit more, and then basically the tune-up that we left Yoder with is what we ran at Southall with. And then I only turned it up after we fixed the chassis when I ran Ryan. So we were making strokes at the chassis from when we got there. So we did that little 200-foot power wheelie. That was with our Yoder tune-up. And I was kind of surprised that it wheelied. And then I thought we had it under control. It left with some wheel speed, but it just kind of, it tugged it down right there. I didn't have enough. And so then it kind of stood up a little bit. I drove through it. So then we hung like 35 pounds on it. And I left the power alone. I didn't touch the power pretty much all weekend, other than I put 5 pounds more on the CO2 against Ryan. That was it. And we just started chipping away at the chassis. We got the chassis right. My buddy back home, we were kind of talking back and forth, and he saw what kind of I saw, and we both were like, yeah, we need to put around here and around here. And so thanks, Steven. So and then we figured Ryan was going to win the shootout, so we went over to his pits at semifinals. This is after I tried to punch myself in the face with a steering wheel, and fuck, man, this shit pisses me off.
Not once, but twice.
Then, what's that?
Not once, but twice.
Yeah, I know. At that point, I was so mad. I was like, man, this fucking piece of shit. So then we walked over to Ryan's pits and offered to run him for the pot if he won. And he said, no, I'm going to split it with my buddy. I was like, all right, cool. But at least he stepped up and raced us. Other people didn't. So for whatever reason, I mean, some people weren't ready. I get it. Some people just didn't want to race. Some people just knew they were going to get gapped.
Really wants to know, is this the slow Z or the fast Z?
Oh, it's the slow Z. Maybe I'll get some races now.
They go twice. So Steven goes twice. Well, he did the first one, and he come down and he finally got stopped. And I guess he stuck the steering wheel back on it, and he tried to make another hit. The steering wheel come off again.
Yeah, fucking man, I was so mad because I just knew right then. I was like, even when we were making mediocre passes, the wheelie pass was still a fucking 4-second pass. I'm like, fuck, man. We just threw away that event. It sucks, but we threw away the event. I think we had the car to beat.
Yeah.
If we could get it figured out.
What did you think about that little track?
That track's fun. I definitely want to go back to that track. That track's fun. The right lane's kind of tricky with the bump in it. But the one time I went down it, I was on the back tires, so the bump didn't really fuck with me much. But man, that place is fun. Yeah, I kind of jumped over it. And then I'm sure Richard's going to show the GoPro and the in-car of the race against Ryan. And I honestly thought at that point at the finish line, I was like, well, it was a fun ride. I'm going to fucking stack this bitch because we had some oil get on the back tires and it turned sideways 3 or 4 times. Ryan comes up to me at the end. He's like, fuck, man, what the hell are you doing? I was little shit. I didn't do it on purpose. I was all the motherfucker went straight that pass. And then I get on the brakes and it turned sideways and it was wild. That's my nephew come down to pick me up and he's like, man, I ain't never seen you like that.
That's what he goes, man, I don't know. Oh, because he was on the radio. He goes like, I just seen both sides of his car.
Yeah, that was wild. That was wild. That was.
Oh, Rolly said, too bad you ain't getting an invite next year. Oh,
right. No, that sticker in my window gets me that invite, bro. Come on now. I'm as real as it gets when it comes to street.
He said, what bump? Just power through that bitch.
I did. The first pass of power wheelied right through that motherfucker.
Oh. Yeah, they said they thought something broke. I did too. I thought like either like a steering rack or something broke.
So when it went up in the air like that, like the second I let go of the trans brake button, the steering wheel was basically on my chest. So then the front wheels turned left. So I knew at that point I had no control over the car. So I wanted to abort the run as quick as possible. So I didn't, drive into the man next to me. So I just grabbed the brakes and set it down because it was in a wheelie at that point.
Yeah.
And when the wheel was turned left and all that speed going forward, it loosened up the tie rod ends, the strut plates that connect the tie rod ends to the bottom of the strut. It loosened all that up. So then the wheel was flopping around basically. So I knew what happened when it came down. So it just sucks, man. It's just one of those deals. The oil down kind of fucked me a little bit. I had already been in the car for like 20 minutes and my back was cramped. So I went to get out and I couldn't get out. So I got to slither in that fucker as it is.
If anybody ever seen you get in and out of that car, you're missing something. You just got to watch it. You just got to watch it.
So I went to get out and I couldn't get out. My back was all cramped. So I pulled the wheel off. And I hadn't pulled the wheel off the whole weekend. So the foo is this badass old chip seal asphalt road that we race on out here. It's the road that I test on a lot before I head out. The starting line is wicked badass, but about 75 feet out, it's like it separates the men from the boys about 75 feet out.
It's kind of like the wall.
Nah, the starting line's better here than the wall.
Yeah, I'm talking up top though. It gets hairy up top.
Nah, the wall's better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like pretty coarse chip seal, but the starting line is just wicked badass. I mean, we've pulled way over 2 Gs out there, and but it just goes away at about 75 feet. So you really got to know how to manage a car, and you can get in trouble in a hurry out there. But it's narrow, it's crowned, it's like OG street racing, man. Not all this concrete shit where everybody hauls ass. That's why when Richard took us to that road, I was all, fuck yeah, we're going to somewhere shitty. Fucking awesome. This is like California roads.
Yeah.
I'm down.
So ask him about the jokes we have about the car at home. Oh boy.
What jokes would those be, Steven?
Oh boy.
Come on, let's hear it. Need to get him on here.
Transition at the food is no joke.
Right. It really isn't. But what's cool about that place is we can chill all day. We barbecue. The cops roll in. They're cool. They don't harass us because they see what we're doing. We clean up our mess, even though people are fucking pigs and leave all their shit. But, we go down there with garbage bags and clean up. Our buddy's house is right down the street. It's a really cool place to do it. It's kind of our only spot local to us that we can have big events. So And then the owner of the house that we all crash at. He's got a car. That man right there is one of the most OG motherfucking street racers that I know. I mean, he drives this shit everywhere. It's a 4-speed car, 69 Camaro. So his name's Tony. He's just badass. So the nickname Fu is because he has a Fu Manchu mustache. So that's why we nickname it the Fu. So Tony's good people. Like he's a good dude. Well, I guess he's in the chat now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's what everybody keeps saying.
Where's he at? I miss him. Say his name Tony?
Yeah, it should be Tony.
Oh boy.
I can't see the chat anymore, so all I see is what you highlight.
Yeah, when you're logging on, there's a part on there. I think Rolly didn't seen it. It says something about be able to see the chat.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I've been on this one time, and that was with
Oh, there's my crew guy right there, Fabian, with that big old cheese dick smile. We call him Radio a lot of times. Radio. There it is, right there. There's the smile. He was having fun though, man. That right there made it all worth it. That man worked his ass off. Like I wouldn't have been able to do what I did without him. We would not have made the trip without him. He's been my right hand man. Like he's been killing it. Like without a doubt, I wouldn't have made it without him. We wouldn't even made the trip. So there's Tony right there, Fu Manchu.
Hell yeah.
And that's his blue Camaro right there. That's called Blue Streak. That man right there is OG.
Triple OG.
Triple OG for sure. Yep.
What is triple OG? Richard calls me triple OG. What is that? I just thought it was my weight. What does that mean?
It just means like you've been doing it forever, man. Like you're real street. Like you do street.
Rolly said, "Go to live comments, Nate."
Go to live comments. Where the fuck's that at? Let's see. Yeah. I'm blushing like a motherfucker. Thanks for the plug. We don't do this without the group we have. That is true. Maybe chat? Nope. Live comments. There we go. Oh, there it is. Can you guys still see and hear me?
Yep.
All right, cool. There we go. Yep, there's the comments. Cool. Thanks, Rolly. You the man.
Uh-oh.
Does he still need to wear the pink shirt? Yeah. So he wanted to get into our little group, right? And so all my guys were like, "Well, we got to jump him in or something." And
we got to wear prospect. We got to wear a prospect shirt.
Yeah. So we were going to get him a pink shirt that said prospect when I did that all motor shootout. When we took the blower off the Z to go do an all motor shootout, because he went and helped me. But no, Fabian and his brother kind of been around us for a while. You know, and then my nephew came and Marcus came. It was just good to have them back. They haven't been able to come out much with all this fucking stupid COVID shit. It was really nice to have Marcus out. So again, like we can't do what we do with that car without our crew. I think that goes with pretty much any of these upper cars. Like you can't do it without a good crew. And I'm blessed to have a badass crew.
I still remember when we went to Arizona out there, and you were having problems with that Mustang.
Yeah.
For the charity race.
Yeah.
And, you had a bunch of guys around there helping you. I don't know. Some of them didn't know they were holding lights or whatever, but they were still trying to help you. So.
Yep.
Looked good. It was pretty fun out there.
Yeah, that was a good time. We fought that fucking car all weekend with misfires. Ended up having a bad coil. We ended up burning the motor up for it. But guess what, man? We ran the final on 7 holes and got that win too.
Oh. So, what's next for y'all? I see you bought somebody's entry fee or something.
Well, so there's a local 28 shootout that I guess got filled up or something. I don't know. I had inquired about it, and I don't know, miscommunication. Let's just say it was a miscommunication, and I'm not in it. So I told him, I said, I can get 4 more cars so there can be 20. And it just makes the pot bigger and, have more badass cars, but they don't want to open it up to 20. So I offered to buy somebody's spot at double the money so I get in it, because there's other fast cars in it that I want to race. And I'm not in it.
You're racing a shootout on Saturday. What street?
No, Ryan.
What was
I'm
that?
not
What was
racing at a shootout on the street on Saturday. That's the one we were just talking about. I didn't get entered.
that?
So unless somebody sells me their ticket for whatever, then I'm not in it. So I think Saturday, I don't know, we're supposed to race that fast GM guys again.
All I can think of is not to knock anything away from that Arizona deal, but what made the whole weekend was, I forgot the name of that meat. Was it filet tail or something?
Oh, filet tail, yeah. Yeah, that Jason makes. God, that shit is so bomb.
Oh man.
It took your breath away. You had to sit down. I saw you.
Man, that I don't know if I've ever had a piece of meat. I thought it sounded kind of a little funny, gayish, but man, that meat in my mouth was just freaking the best, and it was just cooked on the barbecue grill in a pit.
Right. That's my buddy. That's my buddy Jason Hogan that drives that Chevelle that wheelies across the fucking finish line.
Yeah, man.
And he can't cut a light to save his life, but that man can cook some filet tail.
Man, I'm telling you, I don't know where you get that, but man, he said you can't overcook it. He said
no, it's still good.
Yeah, he said even burnt, it's good.
Right. I like my meat like medium to medium rare. Yeah. And he cooked it like, I think he cooked some medium to medium well. Yeah. And man, that shit is still great. Mark Franco. I tried to, but supposedly Billy didn't have a spot after I thought he did have a spot. So then Chris gave Billy his spot. So again, I'm not in it.
Was it? They don't mind.
It sucks.
20th.
I think we're one of the most like active street cars that drive around fucking country to race anybody, and we're not in it. On a 28 too. It's like a 28 race, and we're not in it.
And you don't even have no data for her.
No, I was just gonna show up and fuck it.
Yeah. You have no tune or anything for 28s.
No.
But they're still scared of 28. They're scared of you on the 28. With no data.
I don't know what the deal is, man. I mean, like, I don't know why they don't want to open it up. It's not the fast guys that don't want to open it up. It's the guy that's putting on the event. I mean, it's his event, so I'm not like, it's his deal. He do what he wants. But like, you'd figure you'd want all the bad motherfuckers out there, and here we are.
California politics.
Yeah, right. There's a lot of those.
Oh, so what's next for y'all out there?
We got some stuff that's gonna crack off for the Cancer Foundation. Actually, I still have to talk to all my guys about it. But there's some stuff that's gonna be big, like big for our Cancer Foundation, the My Mallory May Foundation, the deal that we do for the little kids with the cancer. That's going to be big, like big mainstream, lots of visibility, lots of money for these families. So that's, I think, our next thing. I got a couple of little small things coming up. I got to wear out this big tire, 3rd gen turd Camaro of slow GMs real quick this weekend. And then I think there's a think there's another shootout at the end of the month that I'm entered in, and then beginning of August is supposed to be big. So I can't really say anything until we have some more confirmation, but it's gonna be badass. I'm gonna try to have both cars ready for it. So I just got to find somebody that can drive the Mustang. So
I know who you can get in there.
who? Hold on. Let me close this. Let's see. Oh, you want me to put Fabian in it? Shit, that boy shit his pants. He ain't ready for them. He ain't ready for them big block Ford problems, man.
Oh boy. Uh-oh.
That car's nasty.
Dream Crusher. He said, hell yeah. He ain't scared.
Yeah, he's coming from a 13-second ZL1 though.
Drive that shit.
He can't even reach the pedals. It's ma'am. That's right. It's ma'am.
You got to scoot the seat up for him.
Right. I'll put a pillow. There. Yeah. You know what though? My buddy Robbie drove it. He's a little leprechaun. And he drove it. So Fabian could probably reach the pedals. He just ain't never been in anything that fast.
Is he going to reach the pedal, but is he going to get full throttle?
What's that?
Will he be able to get full throttle?
Yeah, Robbie did, and he's like 5 foot tall.
Well, I know, but Fabian might not be. He might be scared of full throttle.
Right? He might say he can't get full throttle because it scares him.
Oh shit! Oh boy, Roddy Racing's in the house. Oh boy, that guy right there is the meme making king right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, he is the meme making king.
So maybe I should get off camera then.
No, well, he's already got you. He's already got you on there.
Right there, 660.
Oh, so how's business? Did you got back? Do you got 15 more tunes you got to do today?
Man, so next week we probably have like 25 to do next week. Over at my buddy's shop that built my turbo kit over at No Limit Customs, which I'm going to say that turbo kit is absolutely like a work of art. It's fucking badass. And it worked perfect. We had zero issues with it. Everything worked perfect. The car spool's perfect. It has zero creep. I mean, it's just such a well built turbo kit for us doing it. I mean, they did Sean and Mike did beautiful job on that turbo kit. So, I mean, they help us a lot with the car, but they did the whole entire turbo kit. So like hats off to them. They did a badass job. That's where I'll be tuning, I think, next week. So
did you get your hood painted already?
No, but I talked to my painter. He laughed at me. He's going to fix it. Fuck, man, we can't have nothing nice. And then our spare tire ramp that we use, it sits underneath the spare tire when we travel, and the tire holds it. Well, your guys' badass roads back there, I swear to God, the trailer jumped off the ground a couple of times when Fabian was driving. I don't know. He was looking for potholes or something. Well, that fucking ramp got under my fender and bent my fender up too. So like, I can't have nothing nice, man. I just painted the car and it's already fucked up.
It's got character already.
Yeah, you can't really see that. The hood's got to get fixed though, man. That's fucked up. It's ugly.
It got that Midwest character on it already.
What's that?
It's got that Midwest character on it already.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Uh-oh.
Fucking Fabio. Yep. See that guy right there? That's Bear. He was supposed to go with us, but his vagina clapped out and he wasn't able to make it. He had to get it sewed up.
They said, what happened to the hood?
So when we were at the shootout, that 660 and Limpy put on, we were cooling the car off. We were cooling the car off for our grudge race with Howard the Duck, and the wind came in and it just like picked it up from the side of the trailer and fucking threw it face down right on a bunch of rocks. And the guys from Shop Truck were there and they were like, "Oh shit." And I was like, "Man, Whatever.
Fuck.
Fuck, I can't have nothing nice. This is a joke that Steven and I have all the time. We try really hard to have nice stuff and keep it nice, and it never fails. Fucking can't have nothing nice. See, there he is. That's our saying. It's true though. Like, he's got that Nova that we call White Girl, and that car is super nice. And they try to keep it presentable. And his crew is badass too. They like wash the car in between rounds, so it's always nice looking. And then like we beat the shit out of them in the trailer. It's like we like to smash them in the trailers. Fuck, I bought a 32-foot long trailer to put a 10-foot long car, and the motherfucker still gets smashed.
So you're racing the 3rd gen. So you got 200 on the Z.
Yeah. I don't know. They're talking about they needing to test or something now, and I don't know what the fuck's going on. Yeah. First it was the track, then they needed a test. I said, cool, I'll give you 1 test hit. I won't even take my car off the trailer, and I'll run mine right off the trailer, and you can test. You can get 1 hit, and then we'll go. And no, I need to test all day.
He might back over his chute. You better watch out.
Right? I told him I'd bring him a spare.
Heath, he got the W against the Blazer.
I missed how the race with the Blazer went.
Yeah.
We ended up running. They had some issues about 3/4 track, and they had to abort, and they got it a little bit dirty. It's not horrible, but I just, out of respect, I didn't want to post any videos or pictures or anything like that. So they're good. They're super good guys. They stepped up and raced when nobody else would. So that guy's got my respect in my book. So if they ever need anything, I'll give them whatever I can off my rig. So, and then that's Brent, the driver's Brent. He's the one, Brent Aubrey. He's the one that we're trying to do that big deal at the end of the year where we get 40 and 40 and we fucking party 2 days, like 50 rack on the street. So, and we get Richard and Limpy out there, Limpy to do some flagging, hopefully, and get, Richard to do the filming and bring security and, do a badass, legit end of year. Who's the baddest motherfucker from the East Coast to the West Coast on a nasty little chip seal road?
How do you feel about?
How do you feel about only big tire cars accepting the challenge, either tube chassis against your small tire? Lunchbox, I don't know what the deal is, man. Everybody's so scared to race. Like, I don't need to run for big money. We can run for a little bit of money too, like $300, $400, $500. I mean, I don't care. Like, just enough to keep it honest. But like, there's like legit, nobody wants to fucking race. Nobody wants to race. Everybody says they want to race, but we show up and nobody wants to fucking race. And then I got big tire cars that want to do, well, you got to stay on small tires to race us. And I'm like, well, okay, but I don't understand why. But then there's another one, Carlos. His Nova's bad motherfucker. But like, again, like I told him, like, I'm not claiming to be the fastest motherfucker in California, but I'll line up with any small tire car in the country. So I don't know how else to explain. Like, I want to run small tire cars. I don't want to run big tire cars. There's like 3 big tire cars that race on the street here. And like, who gives a shit? It's a fucking big tire car. They're fucking gay. I don't even like my big tire car. I just got it because it was cheap and I got a really good deal on it. So like, I'm not into it very much, and it's a nice car. So like, but at the end of the day, like, all the real shit, it's all small tire, man. Small tire is where it's at. You don't have to have a huge budget to go fast and be competitive. If you ain't got a 380 capable big tire car, you're not in the hunt anywhere where there's people that are worth the shit. Like, if you go and try to do big tire at some Midwest event, you're not competitive with a 450 car. You're not. You might as well put small tires on it and then hope for the best.
Chop weenies off the big tire cars.
Yeah, that's the plan. If they can figure out if they need to test all day or not.
That's it.
So, I mean, we can put big tires on the Z, but
Car on small tires.
any small tire car can get action from us. Any small tire car. And I'll say that again, super loud. Any small tire car can line up next to us and get action. Any car in the fucking country on the street can get it on the street whenever they want. If we're in your neck of the woods, we'll come to you. If we're not traveling, then you're going to have to pack up and travel out here. But for the most part, we travel a lot. But any small tire car that wants it on the street can get it. 28s, 29s, you just tell me what you want to do.
You know, some people, 28s are the new small tire. 29s is a big tire. Blah blah. I mean, 29s have been small tire forever.
Right. They're not out here though. Everybody's scared of 29s out here.
Yeah, but it's just like how everything changes overnight. Now 28s is a small tire and 29s is a big tire. I don't care what he say. If you run a 29 non-W and then you're running like against a 29W, man, that's a big difference.
It's a huge difference.
Huge difference.
It is. So I want to
between a 29 and a 28 isn't that much.
So I want to have this discussion with you, and this is something that I've been open to because it'll bridge that gap between 28s and 29s. I see zero problem with a 28 10.5W against a 29 5 10.5. I see no problem with that.
They're actually pretty close to the same size.
Right. So the 29 has more rollout, which honestly is better than more width. You get more section patch on the ground with a 29. So I don't understand why the rules haven't been changed so a 28 10.5W can be allowed with a 29.5, 10.5 non-W. Like, I just don't see what the big problem is with that.
It's the W part.
Who gives a shit?
When racers
Still 28.
When racers hear W, that's a big tire. Big tire. It don't matter if it's 28, 30, or 29. Anything with a W on it is. And
yeah, but I mean, look at that Hoosier. The Hoosier 29.5 10.5 is fucking huge. I mean, it's a bigger tire. Yeah. And like, I wouldn't see any problem with a dude rolling up with a 28 10.5W against a 29.5 10.5 non-W. Like, I don't see why that's an issue. Like, I see that's a big issue with you guys back east.
Like, it's a W. It says W on it. That's the problem.
Right. Well, shit, you guys got enough pull? Start fucking changing the rules, man. You're motherfucking limpy.
Yeah, back in the day, we used to just go by tape measure. People would do this. Oh wait, people would shave the W off of it.
Yeah, we just had one of those.
Yeah, a tape measure does not lie. We used to do nothing bigger than 30 inches tall and 11 inches of tread width.
Right.
That was it. The tape measure doesn't lie. If you're wider than any of them, then you're big tire. So that's why. Something about RX-7. Fucking RX-7.
Yeah. So Chris goes by Mudslayer on Instagram. He's the guy that raced Chris Hamilton out here on Street Outlaws and beat him. He got caught at a race just recently. This is why I made that comment on your live feed at Salsa about fucking, is a 10.5W legal if we shave off the W? Because he got caught. Boy. I mean, a lot of people are pissed off. I mean, I laugh at it. It is what it is at this point. He got caught. He got booted out or whatever. So, like, but at the same time, I'll give him a little credit. He's the same man that said, I'll sell you one of my tickets to be in that shootout. So, like, we've bumped heads in the past, and, it's probably more of a competition thing than anything else. His car runs good. It goes down any fucking street. He wins a lot of shootouts. I was hoping to be in that shootout so that we could race. We've raced a couple of times. The last time we raced, we fucking raced in the rain. Like straight up, there was rain on the windshield and we raced in the rain. And we got the win, but he was right there with us. So that's kind of why I wanted to be in that shootout. So it was kind of cool for him to step up. But then I guess the spots were not filled or something. And so he had to give one of his other free spot to one of his teammates, which, you know, that's his teammate. So I get it. So, but it is what it is.
All right. So you want to give congrats on your win, by the way.
Thank you, man.
You want to give plugs, sponsors?
Yes, I do. Absolutely. Because like we wouldn't have this car where it's at without him. I mean, yeah, we spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on this car to make it where it's at. But, you know, we have some sponsors. I've had some great sponsors. I'll start off with saying that Whipple was an amazing sponsor. You know, I wish that they had the bigger blower for us. But, you know, they weren't going to have it. They're really pushing the Coyote platform. So, you know, I get it. As a business standpoint, they got to make money. So, but I want to thank them because, you know, we had to pull the blower off a lot to have it serviced. They always busted it out. Whenever we needed parts, they busted it out. They're right down the street from us. So it was cool because they were local. You know, they're great people. It's a great company. You know, people that need street blowers for their cars, they should always have, you know, they should always fucking lunchbox. They should always look into Whipples. So, you know, I got to give them love because we wouldn't be where we were at without the Whipple, like straight up. No Limit Customs for building that fucking badass turbo kit. Like legit, it's a work of art. And all the other stuff that they do for us. I mean, we help each other, but they're a great group of guys. They do a lot of cool swaps and custom stuff. So unfortunately their waiting list is months and months and months and months long. So like, even if I give them this plug that I'm giving them, nobody will be able to get in for probably 6 months because they're so busy, but that's a good thing to have.
Job security.
Right. Brown's Diesel for always trying to keep my piece of shit excursion going. And just because Brown's Diesel is Brown's Diesel and they're badass and they always help me with getting parts for my car, and he's got an A-Tech account, so he hooks me up. And then my brother's shop, which is Crothers Auto Supply, he's a Napa Auto Parts. He gets me anything I need basically that we need, like just normal stuff. And then our new sponsor, Devil's Glue, Nick hooked it up. We had some other stuff, and it worked great on our other car. For some reason, it just, we're having issues with it. So we made a switch. I'm not going to like turn my back on them at all. And that's Griptonic. That's my buddy Kyle. And he wants to work with making it better. So we're going to work with that to make it better. So we'll get it to that next level that it needs to be. So at least for whatever reason, we were having problems. Maybe it was on a radial. I don't know. And then let me see. I wrote it down because I knew you were going to ask me. Transmission specialist, Dave out there in Lancaster builds my badass Power Glide. Builds the Glide in MAM. Builds the Glide in the Z. I send him so much tranny work. It's crazy because he does a good job and he's honest and he's with the foundation. Like he helps all the foundation cars. Super, super, super cool guy. Builds a really nice piece. Jared Fagger Racing. He does my camshaft specs, and well, my car makes way more power than I could ever use. Mike Silva Auto Machine, Doug Riley Auto Machine, Lance up north that just did my Lance Klotz that just did all the machine work on the Z motor. He hooked us up with the Dart stuff and did all our last machine work. Super cool guy. He got my big block Ford all back together. I'm sure I'm forgetting people, but those are like the main ones that really are always there for us. So got to give them love.
Gotcha.
Oh, there you are.
I was giving you the platform.
Oh shit.
Giving you the
So,
stage. Stage that you
yeah.
named my father.
And then, like I mentioned earlier, we do a lot of this, a lot of doors open for us with the Cancer Foundation. They, I don't think we would be where we're at. I mean, it pushed me because cancer is so personal to me. It pushed us to be better and pushed us to be where we're at now. So the My Mallory May Foundation, they're not a sponsor, but they are a sponsor because they sponsored me into working harder to be better. So don't forget Radio Enable. Oh my goodness. That's right. So my fab guy came in clutch right at the end, Abraham. And then the team at AART, the All-American Racing Team. So we had some issues that needed to get resolved on the car, and they came over with a trailer and picked my shit up without even asking. We came over and we busted it out. We wouldn't have made it without them. So like I got a lot of guys that help us, and you're not forgotten. I'm just on a platform now, and fucking I'm forgetting who to say. I thought I wrote down everybody, but I'm not meaning to miss anybody. Everybody that's helped, we love you, and we couldn't do what we're doing without you. So for sure. And that goes out to 660 Street and Limpy for sure. Like Richard opened up his house for us when we made it to Oklahoma, and he said that he was a little disappointed that I didn't take him up on his offer earlier. When we stayed at Rank's house, yeah, got to give a shout out to Jason Rank too. Jason motherfucking Rank with Kiki. We wouldn't have.
He gonna fuck that Z up.
Shit, he can get all the fucks.
He said he's gonna fucks with 3 Ks.
Yeah,
not
he
three,
can.
two.
Oh, so and then Chris Dalston came in through in the clutch, got us some shocks. I hit up my buddy Robbie. He made the phone call and got the shocks for us sent out to Jason's house. They showed up like an hour after we showed up. So, I mean, there's just it's crazy how many people help you to get to where you're at. Like you just, it's just.
Bon. You got to meet Bon too.
You got Bon, yeah, right. Oh man, Bonnie, and the FedEx driver that almost got shot at Richard's house.
I'll tell you what. I let people in on what happened here. We get in at 6 o'clock in the morning or something like that. Mm-hmm. We finally get the trailer somewhat backed in and got it unhooked. Right. So we go to bed probably 6:45, 7 o'clock. So I'm in the spare bedroom on the air mattress that's about 2 foot tall.
Right.
And I'm asleep, and I hear this loud banging and the doorbell ringing, and I'm half asleep. I'm thinking, "Fuck, the cops followed us home."
Right.
And so I'm thinking, I could. How am I going to hide? I almost had the air mattress pulled out to the side where I could just hide in between the wall and the air mattress, and I was going to pull the covers over me, like they'd never know I was there.
That's funny.
And then I got a cramp in my calf.
Oh shit!
So I was like screaming. I was like, ah! I was trying to be quiet, but I was screaming. And then I heard little Richard knock on the door, and I'm like, okay, we're good. The cops aren't here. We're good. And then I tried to get out of bed. Oh man, I don't know what he delivered, but he had some importance to that package that he was delivering.
Yeah, that was. You rang the doorbell like 2 or 3 times, and that is the loudest fucking doorbell. Maybe it's just because I was already startled by the pound on the door, but I'm telling you, I thought that man was going to get shot.
I didn't know what
Richard comes out strapped.
I didn't know what was happening. All I knew was I heard the banging and the doorbell, and I was waiting for the big pry bar.
Right.
So I was already planning on my escape. I was just going to hide it out.
Yeah, that was wild. And then we had that bomb ass Waffle House. Thanks, Patrick.
Yeah.
I forgot to name him as a sponsor because he sponsored our food that morning.
Yeah, it was good. I seen you got Waffle House today. You didn't get no.
No, I didn't. So I just used that. We don't have Waffle House out here. It sucks, man. It's bullshit. We don't have Waffle House out here. It's horrible. So I posted that picture just because it was a cool looking picture of some bomb ass Waffle House, and I figured it'd get some people's attention. Like they need to get into my direct messenger there to get scheduled in because I'll be back to work tomorrow. So
he said that's just the Saturdays at Richard's.
Right. Yeah, Richard was wound up, boy.
Could you tell how wound up he was at race night? He was going 100 miles.
Yeah, when he started, like a couple hours before, like he started pacing around in the house and shit, and he's on the phone, and I'm like, dude, you need to calm down, man. There's only 9 of us. It'll be all right. But it'll be all right. But you know what though? Like I've been in his shoes. Like I put on a shootout out here, and I mean I had 16 or 18 cars, and I mean there's 16 or 18 egos that you have to deal with, and you have to like pet each person's fucking ego, and it's like, man, we're coming out here to race. Like just like you're gonna have to flow with it, man. We're on the street. Like it's not like sometimes stuff just doesn't go as planned. And you got to work with the guy that's trying to put on the event for sure. Like he's not out to fuck you. He's just trying to get the event off.
Yeah.
So.
Taking a selfie of me and my dogs. So I sent to the wife.
Let's see it. Turn it around. Let's see it.
They're both just crashed over here.
Come on, let's see it. Show it.
You see my green screen? Oh, you probably can't see it. The green screen.
Oh yeah, it kind of blurs it out.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I'll send that to the wife. Oh. So somebody was asking, what is it? How much does it cost to go do what you're doing, go to the Midwest and back?
Okay, so let's exclude the struts and all that shit. Just fuel. We were blessed this trip because Jason gave us a place to stay. Richard gave us a place to stay. We only needed a hotel a couple of times. I did pay for 2 of my guys to fly out, so that was $1,000. And then we spent, realistically, you spend like probably $1,500 in fuel. Once you get out of California, fuel's not too bad. So you know, if I didn't fly my guys out and we just drove, you can get away with it, especially if we staying in people's houses and shit. You can get away with it for like $2,000. I mean, if you add up all the food and hotels, if you have to get hotels and then the flying people out, probably spent $3,000. So.
And then you get to look at this face the whole time.
Hell yeah. Oh my God, and him crying and whining. Oh, but you know what though? We hadn't traveled together. We worked together, but like we hadn't traveled like long. You know what? I take that back. That man went with me to Lunchbox Auto Sales, and the goddamn Tehachapi was snowed the fuck over, and we went anyway. And we were on some goddamn cattle trails. We almost got stuck. Almost stuffed the truck into a guardrail because we hit black ice. And you know what? He was with me, man, the whole time. He stayed up the whole time. So, like, you know what? Fabian gets A1 in my book. He's double OG now. He's made it to the double.
So, did he get he got the pink shirt no more? Now it's just faded red.
Right. Yeah, it's been through the wash a couple of times.
Is it not cheap?
No, it's not cheap. But you know what? We only do it maybe once or twice a year. I save up for it. It's my vacation. It's what I enjoy doing. I like to go out and get in everybody's feelings when we go out there. Yeah, we almost did die, Dustin. Fucking crazy ass night, man. So a 4 or 5 hour trip was literally 19 hours in that truck.
Wow.
Oh, it sucked, man.
I could
And
just
I'm
hear him
pulling off,
crying. Oh!
dude. I'm pulling off the freeway. I thought we made it. Like we're like, all right, cool. We're pulling off the freeway into Lancaster. I get off this off ramp, and I go to step on the brakes, and it's fucking black ice, and that motherfucker ain't doing nothing. So I reach over as it's sliding, and I click it into 4-wheel drive, and I grab the trailer brakes to get the trailer to start sliding. And I pitched that Tokyo drifted that motherfucker around the fucking on ramp right there, and it started coming around, and I was like, all right, I think I got it. And I just put it to the wood, and it drove out. It was crazy. Fabian wakes up halfway through because I'm screaming, fuck, man, we're going to stack this bitch up right here. And he wakes up halfway, and his eyes are all big and shit. Oh, it was funny. It was funny. Man, good times. Like, the money just doesn't, I mean, it's just money. Like, I know that sounds selfish to some people, but at the end of the day, it's just money. You can't take it with you. If you've got the means to use it, then just use it and enjoy life while you can. And that's all we're doing right now. So we're having fun. We're racing. I don't know how long we'll be able to keep doing it. But as long as we can, we're going to keep doing it.
That's what I always say, that's the whole, that's why I've been doing this for so long is to have fun and the memories, because,
Right.
you can't take this stuff with you. So, I can always look back when I'm not doing nothing if I ever make it that far and just think about all the good times I've had over the years and all the people that I've met through this stuff. And
yep.
I mean, worldwide. I mean, I've met some guys that come over just, from across the pond and stuff. So, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, we've made some absolutely badass friends. Like I'm friends with you now, friends with Richard, Jason Rank. I showed up to that man's garage. Funny story. We showed up, we were doing a My Mallory May race with him out at the Equalizer. And, I'd never met the man before. I got his address. We kind of text back and forth a little bit. And I showed up to his house and, he didn't even have a motor in his car and he wasn't home from work yet. And there was some of his friends starting to work on his car. And, the man's helping us do this deal. And I was like, fuck it, I'm going to jump in. And we jumped in and we got that car put together. We adjusted his valves. I helped him with his tune-up. And, ever since then, it's like the shirt off his back is my shirt and vice versa. It's just those are the kind of friendships that without cars, we would have never had. So, it's cool.
Yeah.
So.
Well, no. How long was the drive for him, and where are you in Cali?
Well, so, the drive wouldn't have been too bad, but we drove a truck that had a fucking fuel tank the size of a peanut, and we had to stop every 200 fucking miles and put fuel in the goddamn thing. And because my excursion decided it was going to be a bitch before we left and broke the night before. So I asked my brother if I could use his truck. Well, it tows fantastic, but it's got a 2-gallon fuel tank in it. So we could literally go 200 miles and then we're putting fuel in because my trailer's super heavy because I carry enough parts to rebuild the car. And, we get 10 miles a gallon. So it probably took us, and we drive straight. We don't stop. It took us 23 hours each way. So, if we were driving the excursion, it takes less because that thing's got a 44-gallon tank, so we can go really far. So I'm trying to talk my brother into selling me that truck so that, yeah, Perry, fuck off. No, Perry's good people. I'm trying to talk my brother out of his truck, and I'll just put a big tank in it. I'll put a 60-gallon Titan tank in it, and shit, 60 gallons will go a long ways.
Yeah.
So
he said he heard there's a rumor for opening it for a hood prop.
Hood prop. The
for your
fuck?
hood prop. For your hood.
For a hood prop.
Yeah, to hold your hood.
Oh, inside the trailer? Well, if I would have had it inside the trailer, it would have been fine. But
Man,
I had
it wasn't windy. It wasn't windy. And then after
Right.
the final round, and then we were waiting for the grudge race, and I guess
Right.
that storm started getting a little closer. Then the wind picked up quite a bit.
Right, and then it just grabbed it and threw it. And my hood is so it's so heavy. It's like it's got to be at least 80 pounds. And I'm kidding. And it just picked it up and threw it on the ground.
It's your
Probably
lie.
8 pounds.
I was about to say, it's your lie. You told it any way you want to.
It's probably 8 pounds. That's like the only piece of like composite on the car, though. I mean, other than the wing, all the rest of it's all steel.
Yeah.
So it's just a little car. It's half of everybody else's car.
Yeah, but it's got double the motor.
No, I'm not using hardly half of the power that it has, though.
Okay.
I can tell you right now.
You got it managed good. You're managing
Yeah.
it good.
We were probably that shootout. We were probably 1,000 wheel because we were like 11 pounds, 12 pounds in that shootout on the big end. And one time I grabbed the button, and that was against your sister because I wanted to see if it would stick it. So if I needed it later, I could use it. So, but I guess some of the guys said that they're glad that we were leaving.
Yeah.
So that's what they told. That's what they told Fabian.
Rank said that he was selling his shit by boats or something, didn't he?
Right. That's why I posted a picture of that inner tube on his page so it can hold all 3 of his baby mamas. For when he goes boating.
Oh boy. He's gonna give you the fuck now.
He is gonna give me the fucks, but it's all right. It's all right. I love Jason. He's my Wichita brother. Him and Manning and Nick, and so yeah, I honestly enjoy coming over there. It's a fun time coming over there. I hate California so much, but I just can't leave right now. So we just gotta come out there every couple. We'll be back in a couple months, so
Yeah.
everybody can find a rock to hide under when we get out there.
Yeah. They're already thinking of we're already thinking of excuses.
Yeah, it happens.
All right. Well, congrats on your win.
Thanks, brother.
And it's always nice chatting with you. As
For
always.
sure. Yeah, I look forward to it. And then, like I said, the end of the year deal, thinking probably November-ish. So I'm trying to get with Brent to get a date so we can lock it down and get all that set up.
Just let me know. I just
For
need
sure.
at least a couple, 2 or 3 weeks notice.
Oh yeah, we should know. We're working on a date now. We should know in a couple of days what date we're thinking, and then we'll go from there.
That'll work.
All right, brother.
All right. Have a good night. I know it's still
All right, man.
It's only 7 something there.
Yeah, it's 7:30.
Yeah.
So.
It's 9:30.
All right, brother.
Have a good night.
All right, you too.
All right.
All right, bye.
Oh. So this weekend we'll be in Wichita Falls, and we'll get to see these pretty lips right here.
What's up, dude? How you been?
Oh, living the dream, man. Living the dream.
I've been seeing that. That's cool, man.
Just always out having fun. You know the deal.
Oh yeah.
You like to have fun. Everybody likes to have fun.
I do like to have fun. I took a couple weeks off though, so I'm ready to get back at it.
Even in this time that we aren't supposed to be getting out and having fun, I still get out and have fun.
It's the best time, man, because all the people that you don't want to have fun with are at home, like, scared of being outside. So that's when it really gets fun outside, because all those people they're not there. You just see all the real people out there. So
yeah. So this weekend, gates open at 7.
Yeah, gates open at 7. We're probably not going to race till 9. The forecast shows hot AF. It's going to be a hot Saturday. So it's the park after dark. So we don't want to start during the daytime anyways.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't make any sense.
And so we got big tire, small tire, street, and daily driver.
And daily driver. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about all the classes, but daily driver, you know, you and I just kind of tossed that around, and you know, why not? You know, what's another class? It's going to be more racing, more fun, you know.
And it gives the people that don't have a race car or whatever to have fun too. You know,
I've already been getting messages saying, "What's up with this? Blah 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 blah," and I'm just like, I'm sorry. It is what it is. Last year we had some rule controversy, and this year we're not going to do that. We're just going to go ahead and have a race and have fun and get in where you fit in. I mean, it is what it is. So it's going to be a good time. So, but we've had a lot of people talking about it in the last, especially the last week, and hopefully we're going to get some. I'm going to drop some names. I just heard of a few pretty big names that are supposed to come out here. And with everything in the world right now, I really didn't want to start like a big lock-in list because,
you know, something might happen.
The world's been crazy. I mean, honestly, let's just be real about that. The world this year has been absolutely insane, and I'm just happy that we're even able to do this race because, man, it's just been crazy. So I'm happy about being able to still do the race. We're going to kind of enforce social distancing. You know, you guys, you know, we're outside. So, I mean, as long as you're not up in someone's face, it's not a big deal. And if you want to be in someone's face and they don't like that, you know, that's y'all's deal. But, you know, just be respectful to other people. You know, there's kind of the people that are going to want to be distanced. They're going to be distancing themselves. You know, if you don't want to go and hang out on the starting line and bet and hoot and holler, then go in the stands. We got plenty of stands to do that. So you can go up there and hang out in the stands. You don't want to be with people. That's understandable. Some people take it more serious than I do, and go do what you do. So it's about having a good time. This is going to be round 2. The first one went great. We had a lot of fun, and you and Richard and Heath came, and man, I had a damn good time, and I think everybody that was involved had a damn good time too. So we got some sponsors that came back. Fast Times Motorworks, they're back at it. Steve's Transmission also tossed in some money. Nitro's Express, they're sponsoring us again. So we're just adding all that cash is going straight to the racers. All the donated money, all the sponsored money is going right to the racers. And that's what it's about. You know, the fans, they're going to show up, but the racers are the reason that they're showing up. You know, the racers are putting tons of money into their cars. They're traveling, you know, so let's make it a race, you know, make it fun. So
Stephanie,
may I social distance from my normal spot? Yeah, Stephanie, that's your normal spot. You're more than welcome. Take some badass pictures. And
he said he'll be socially distant.
Heath has got this. He's got the social distance spot. So yeah, he's gonna be out there
when he's not driving. He's not racing in his.
Oh yeah, and that's cool too. You know, because he can bring his little hot rod out here. So I've already had some stuff about that. You know, the drivetrain deal, but it is what it is.
You know. Oh. There's going to be some crybabies out there. And what I've learned over my couple of decades of doing this stuff is rule number 1, and there's only one rule. Can't please everybody.
I know. I'm not a promoter by any means. I'm just a guy that wants to see some cool stuff happening at his local track, and I've been dabbling in it. I've been getting a lot of help from Matt Plotkin. He's been doing it for a while, and he's just been giving me pointers. He's also made the flyers that you see, all the park after dark flyers. He's made all of those. They look great. And we've had to edit some stuff just because of changing dates, you know, and moving it kind of later in the day. And he's killed it. So I appreciate Matt Plotkin for that. And he's also been kind of giving me a little, you know, pointers here and there. Just trying to get it out there. Like I said, I'm not a promoter by any means, but I've been learning stuff. And what you said right there was crucial, because I get wrapped up in it. I'm like, I just want to make sure everybody's good, make sure everybody likes it. But, you can't. I mean, somebody is always going to be like, well, I don't really like that part about it. I don't really like that part. And I'm sorry if you don't like it. It is what it is. So.
Tell them to get bent. Oh,
yeah.
Tell them to get bent.
Tell them to stay socially distanced away from the race.
Yeah. Well, you can come watch and have fun and do whatever, but we're sorry that your W is
right.
our.
But yeah, it was good to it was cool to see Callie Nate on here, man. He had a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, he well, when the guy drives 23, 24 hours and races,
him and that crew, man, they're dedicated.
You give him a platform, let him talk what he wants, and
right
that car. I think he said he got 10 or 12 passes on it now. That car is gonna be hurting some feelings.
Him and his crew. I finally met them last year up in Wichita, Kansas, at the My Mallory May. And the first time I met Nate and all those guys. And those guys, they're hardcore, and that's cool to see. That's cool to see that people are driving from the other side of the U.S. during all this crap and coming out to drag race. That's what it's about. I mean, there's people. We've seen people from the shitbox guys from New York drive down here. It's like that's badass to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're definitely gonna have a good time on Saturday. I hope everybody's ready. It's gonna kind of go pretty late, rightfully so though, because I mean these people can't go out and do a street race. I mean, a lot of these people don't go out and do street racing stuff, and that's part of it. You stay up pretty dang late out in the street, and usually if you don't see sunrise, that's weird. So,
do it, Derek.
Yeah, I've been trying to drag them up to my track. I think what's going to happen is I'm going to have to go latch up to their truck and trailer and take off with their vehicle and have them haul ass behind me just so I can get them to this track, because they moved down to Texas from Colorado, but they have yet to come up here yet. So I'm excited to see them come. Hopefully they make it. They're a good little crew.
Yeah. Oh. So how was the race this past weekend? Didn't you go to Ennis? Or
no. Like I said, I took 2 weekends off. I've been hitting it pretty hard this year, and I went to Rednecks with Paychecks a couple weeks ago, which is not.
Oh yeah. That's what it was. How was that?
That was crazy. It was fun.
How was the wet t-shirt contest?
The whole weekend was a wet t-shirt contest. I feel like it was just every day. So it was fun. It's not usually my environment. I wanted to be up there in Salisaw, but I'd already made plans with some people. I'd locked into it, and I didn't even realize it was on the same weekend. And I was like, man, I'm into this. I was like, damn it. But don't get me wrong, I had fear of missing out the whole time. I had zero cell signal, but I was up there in the camper in the top, like almost standing on top of the toilet, trying to get signal on my phone just to try to see any of the racing or seeing the results. And I heard it was a badass race. So props to those guys who threw that on. That was a big race, and I'm sure not happy that I missed it, but yeah, it is what it is type deal. And
if I have signal out there this weekend, Shelton, I'll have somebody be going live for me, hopefully.
Yeah, you should have signal out there. It's not too far off in the boondocks.
Well, I know, but usually when we get a crowd of people, they start hogging that bandwidth.
Yeah.
Oh,
you need to get a little limpy live spot.
There we go.
There you go.
Serial rolls around the car. First place gets 10%. Second pot. Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely, yeah, it's definitely. I want to at somebody today for that, but I have already had to deal with somebody about it, and I'm just like, well, I mean, I guess if your vehicle is this color, this, and this, you're gonna win your own race. So congratulations, you've already won. You can go pick your check up. February 32nd is the day you can come pick up your check.
Yeah.
But
So,
no, go ahead.
What's new for you out there?
Man, just been busy. I work a full-time job as everybody else does, and I run social media accounts for a couple of companies, and I work at the track, and it seems like that's kind of a full-time thing sometimes because you're kind of answering questions throughout the day. And then there's 3 guys that actually run the track out here. That's Chris, Raska, Keith Starr, and I. They're more involved in it than I am. I just come in and kind of do some social media stuff, help promote stuff, and kind of deal with sponsors and try to get them out there at the track. And we got a couple guys. One's named Randall. He pretty much does a lot of the grunt work out there. He's an older guy, and he just likes to get out of the house. So, I mean, I try to shout them out, as much as I can, especially Randall. He's an older dude. He's a badass dude, though. I mean, he's out there doing stuff all day long, and I get off work and I'll go to the track every once in a while, probably about 2-3 times a week, and just trying to see what I can do to help. And whether it be mowing grass, it's not glamorous at all, but you go out there and mow some grass, or whatever you got to do. It's a drag strip in a smaller town, so you don't have like a specific job you do. I'm just going to go out there and do this. You got to do a lot of other little things. So.
You can't say that's not on my job description.
Exactly, because your job description is it's a couple of pages of pending stuff. But yeah, like I said, since I talked to you last, we've done some more track improvements. We're going to be scraping it pretty good. So if you remember how it was last time, and Wichita Raceway Park is a grudge track. I mean, when it gets scraped, it's scraped, and it gets real tricky. So everybody coming out, you're going to have to realize that, keep it off the walls, because you're going to have to use your street wit per se, because it's not just going to be, launching at full boost or, put on 3 kits off the line. You're going to have to respect the track, because we've had a lot of people that don't respect the track, and there's remnants of their paint jobs on the wall, and it's not something I'm bragging about. I'm just saying it's something that it's kind of a just let you know type deal, because there's a lot of non-stickiness going on. When we no prep a track and we scrape it down, the track becomes a very, very, very tricky surface, and you got to respect it. So,
and we won't be starting at the starting line. We're going to be moving it up just a hair.
Yeah. Wherever you want to do it, we'll do it. If you want to start from the burnout box, we'll start there. If you want to start from the 330, we'll start there. Wherever you want to do it.
Not 330.
We got some shutdown. But some of these guys are going to need some.
If you start at 330, you don't have no shutdown.
No, we got a little bit more shutdown.
Oh,
but
okay.
We also cleared off the big end too a little bit, just in case some racers make it past the cones. Starting at 330 is just a kind of a joke, but I'm just saying, like, we've cleaned it up a lot since you've last been out there, and you're going to notice that whenever you see it. And well, actually, you came up here pretty recently. Actually, that was for you came out for the Brawl in the Falls, so yeah, that wasn't too long ago. Sorry, I'm kind of jacked up. This year's been a hell of a deal. So, yeah, but yeah, it's going to be a good time. So, like I said, I appreciate you guys getting involved. Like we did it last year, and it worked out pretty well. And with you, Richard, and Heath coming in, and bringing some of the street guys and some of the track guys kind of collide in this deal, and we're just going to have a damn good time. And that's what it's all about to me. And hopefully the fans decide to step up, come out. They usually do. Even we've been doing Thursday night testing tunes and seeing 300-400 people. And that's an amazing amount of turnout for a test and tune here in Wichita Falls on a Thursday night, you know, a work night. So it's awesome to see everybody getting involved in the drag racing community, and I'm just excited to do it. I'm nervous. I always get super nervous before the race. Last year I told you about it. I started getting all anxious and stuff. I'm like, is anybody going to show up? Nobody's going to show up. I hope people show up, and then it usually works out. And I feel kind of dumb about it. Got a little Amber Alert action.
Yep. All right. Oh, we're good. We're good.
But yeah, I get super nervous before events, but it usually works out. And I think this one's going to be a pretty good deal. So I'm excited about it.
All right. You wanna go ahead and name your sponsors?
I'll name a couple people. Motion Raceworks. They've been with me since pretty much the beginning. 1320 Wheels. They're awesome. They've helped me out a lot. Derek and them and Kara. They're awesome people. Dynacom, also good people. Allison, she always takes care of me. And Red Horse Performance, they stepped on this year at PRI, or last year at PRI. So I'm thankful to those people and everybody else along the way that helps me and shares the stuff. I appreciate everybody. But I'll be seeing that pretty face right over there this weekend. Right there.
I might need to get with Allison. I might want to see if she can give me some tickets to PRI. I don't know if I want to go this year or not.
Oh, please do. I hope they have. I'm hoping they have it because of all this mess, and that's a perfect opportunity for them to cancel something like that. I don't know if I think they're going to do SEMA. I don't know.
Yeah, I've been to SEMA. I got that off my bucket list, so I want to do.
No, I did SEMA a couple times, and if you've never done it, anybody that's never done it, go do it. But PRI every year, it's so much fun.
I want to do PRI just to see what it's about. You know,
it's a good time. I'll just leave it at that.
So, do you fly up there or do you drive?
Oh, I fly. I'm lazy.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, I know. I like to drive, but I think that's that time of the year and weather and stuff. I think I'll just take a chance on the.
I usually go solo a lot of places because I'm impatient and I just want to go and get there and get done and then not have to wait around. So I put about an 8 to 10 hour cap on my drive, and anything more than that, I usually go to PRI with a bunch of buddies though. But anything longer than that, I usually fly after that. But
I know it's usually 12 or 14, and then I'll put it.
But you're a professional driver. I'm not a professional driver.
Yeah, I'm professional. So.
But hell yeah.
All right.
I appreciate you having me on here and the people that are left. I appreciate you guys for watching. And go like the Wichita Raceway Park page. Go hit going on the Park After Dark 2 page on the events. Richard's been sharing them. You've been sharing them. I've been sharing them throughout the social media platforms that I run. So if you see it pop up, hit going and share it. It's a grassroots drag racing event. It's not a huge event as far as big name sponsors go. It's a bunch of guys throw this together and have fun. That's what it's That's what it's about. And I think we're going to have some fun, and you guys come check out all the fun that we have, because sometimes some of the people can't go and watch it on the street. So come check it out.
All right. Well, we'll see you this weekend.
All right, man. If you need anything,
I'll have the warden.
Go ahead.
I'll have the warden with me as well.
Oh, nice. Should be coming out this time. That's awesome. But yeah, if you need anything, holler at me. If anybody needs anything or have any questions about the race, shoot me a private message on Facebook, and we'll get you taken care of. So again, appreciate you, Limpy, for having me on here, brother. And we'll see you this weekend, man.
All right. Have a good night.
All right. You too.
Later.
See ya.
Oh. All right, people. Wheelie Mafia, that logo right there, and the Outlaw Dragstrip. Let me switch here. I got that. Oh, wait, it's here. It's here. Where'd it go? Right there. So there you have it. Oh, there are 2 sponsors. We had a good time this weekend. We didn't do much racing over the 4th, but we got some much needed rest. We hung out, and we're getting ready to kick it off. August is starting to be jam packed with events. September starting to be packed. And as Callie Nate says, maybe November as well. Thanks for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Later.